with a red shirt, he would be the one freaking out. Yeah. All right, here we go. Down and quiet. And there they go. And into that first turn, second turn. Whoa! How did he, what was the name of that bump there?
Over the sausage curb.
Sausage curb, there you go.
I think that was Greg Esser, and he rejoined straight back to where he started as well. He got lucky on that one. Go out and buy yourself a lottery ticket, man. Absolutely.
A big shout out to Greg Anthony. There's a name from the past. How you doing, Greg? Welcome to the show. Glad you're enjoying the coverage.
As Eugene Osburn leads the way here in the orange and white X-ray chassis. Onto the back straight here. Greg Esser jumped back to the 2 spot. So it was Juan Herrero, I think, who got caught up going through that chicane. Herrero into the 3 spot. Constantinos, the Greek, into P4 here. Arthur Townend in P5 from Pooh White. Ted Carrington Jr., Riley Bryan, Malaquin, and Jose Sanches Jr. bumping up from the 1-256. Trying to find his way into this one as Osburn is now under pressure. Greg Esser picks up the top spot.
Eugene Osburn flying back to second.
Esser having a good run here.
Juan Herrero in fourth. Arthur Townend in fifth.
Racing his way through to the race lead here in our 128 odd final with a hot lap, 16.379. Puts Eugene Osburn. Oh, Osburn on the outside, getting pressure from Constantinos. Going to go side by side and try and race it out through the Infinity Carousel. Constantinos from the 4th spot, racing up and battling with your pole starter, putting Eugene down to the 3.
So Constantine, I tried to find him when I was out interviewing him. I couldn't find him. So I still want to get the Greek god on there and get him interviewed. But a good battle out front coming across the start-finish line right now. Greg and Constantinos. Arthur Townend from the 7. How about Ted Carrington here? Started 9, one of your bump-up drivers up to the 5th position, 2 minutes in. Man, that is a great start and a big positive move up the ladder for Ted Carrington. Driving a WRC car number 9. With 18 minutes to go into this 20-minute final. This is the 128th odd final. They continue the climb here. Still got another race to go through here if they want to get to that Saturday show. That's always the goal. 17 and a half minutes now. Greg Esser out front leading the way. Ted Carrington, your bump-up driver from the 9 spot. He's from the Bronx, New York. One of the WRC car. His highlight, coming to the Worlds here this year. That's pretty cool. Excited to do it.
How's the battle starting to heat up for the race lead here? Constantinos starting to put some pressure on Greg Esser. He's been closing up here and there. These guys are wild racing across the racetrack. I haven't seen these guys drive this wild in qualifying. I think a bit of finals racing shakes getting to these guys, because these cars are darting left and right and missing their apexes, cutting back across the racetrack and having near misses all around the circuit here at Steel City RC Raceway. But it's still Esser out front from Saritsaklis, the Greek, in a second. How's Arthur Townend up to the 3 spot now from Juan Herrero in 4. Ted Carrington out of P9 goes to P5, having a race again, trying to find a bump, maybe do a double bump into that 64th final.
That would be cool. We haven't had one yet, so it'd be good to see. But yes, his first couple minutes, there's a lot of nerves and stuff like that. And all right, I'm getting a little cue here. I think we got something pretty cool coming up here. So, all right. All right, we are going to throw this to a very, very special Infinity instant replay queued up by Mark Dawson. Looking at the far left of the driver's stand. Woo!
No.
Bam! Oh,
man.
We're going to scrub that one back. Oh, man. The feeling is you walk to the rail and see it going down. How about the guys walking through the pit lane? Bam!
Did it survive? I think it bounced off the bench, the starting bench.
It looked like, oh, that's going to leave a mark. So, tip of the hat there to Mark Dawson for catching that one. Good call there, Mark.
How's the pit lane spin around? Greg Esser got released as another car was coming in. The old Formula One unsafe release terminology just spun him around and says, "You're in my way, get out of it."
Oh, man, get out the way. Here's another pit stop. Oh, getting behind the wall. They're very good.
That's Arthur Townend, I think.
All right, pit stops coming through.
Okay, stop, go.
Oh, we're having a good time, baby. Yeah.
Oh, a bit of off-mic fun. Jeez, man.
5 down, 15 to go. Hey, the Greek man is out front. Car number 4, Constantinos.
He's not going to be out front anymore. Just took his pit stop here. That's going to release Arthur Townend in this white and pink car 7th on the grid. And I don't know what he did at the turn of that pit stop because he was down there in the order. But boom, to the lead here, puts Greg Esser down to P2. How's the battle going on? We got our top 4 cars, top 5 cars covered by just 1.5 seconds on the track.
Man, and Townend, his pit out lap, this lap after his pit stop, his fastest lap, back-to-back hot laps there. So a fresh tank of VP fuel puts him to the top and doing the hot laps. Little shake coming on in the straightaway he goes.
This is Juan Herrero putting pressure on Greg Esser as Constantinos has been dropped down to the 4th spot now. Herrero from 2nd on the grid, dropped down at the start. Oh, man.
Man, he was sending it in there, going into the wall as double right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to figure out who this is splitting them at the moment. This is a lapped car. This is Pooh White down in the 7th spot, splitting them on track at the moment. And Juan Herrero would be pretty unhappy, just wanting to get it. Oh, taken out by a lapped car. Greg Esser getting cleaned up by Pooh White there at the Infinity Carousel. That's going to drop him out. He'll be unhappy about that one, getting dropped out of a bump spot.
Man, getting cleaned out, as you said. So that dropped him back a little bit more than a straightaway. Constantino's now taking advantage of that. He goes to the 4. Junior Riley to the 5. Greg Esser falls to the 5, rather. Junior Riley up to the 4. Esser to the 5.
With an Infinity instant replay, we'll be checking this one out here through the Wallace double right. Pooh White just goes BAM! And then, Herrero gets him as well. Greg Esser getting dumped out of that one. Man, that's got to hurt when you're taken out by lap traffic. And it is what it is with some of these guys racing around the racetrack, and you end up getting dropped out of your bump spot.
Oh, somebody's upside down.
I think that might be White as well.
Down the back straightaway. Oh, a little side-by-side. Almost a bump and a bang coming on the straightaway. There, Juan and Eugene not for position there as Juan is in that 2 spot. A little bit of traffic there for him.
Yeah, quickly the race has changed here. Moments ago, Eugene Osburn was leading the way. Now Arthur Townend came from nowhere, deeper in the field. Hasn't got the quickest car in a straight line, but has the quick lap of the race of 15.784. Leading things out, Juan Herrero racing on track with Eugene, but not for position. It's Constantinos back there behind Eugene on the track, but sitting in the 3rd spot is Junior Riley trying to sneak up on this one.
Tough luck. I'm sorry, Chris. Tough luck there for Ted Carrington, who was running, challenging for that bump-up spot, but now is falling off at lap 18. Brian Malaquin, one of the Aussie Invasion drivers, but unfortunately Brian out very early in his final.
I'm trying to think what driver it was in the red shirt that dropped their radio off the driver's stand. It looked like an Infinity shirt.
Man, I don't know, but he's going to live in infamy in that one because man, that's going to be somebody's meme or something like that, and if his best buddy finds that thing.
Oh, we got a flamed out car. Junior Riley just running out, coming out of the hairpin. It's pit stop time, and
absolutely
not anyone's coming in for fuel yet for their 2nd stop. Greg Esser's taken fuel. Pooh White now in for fuel as well. Eugene and Jose have come in for fuel, but that was Junior Riley just running out at the 8:30 mark. Is going to miss the whole lap. Is going to fall out of contention trying to chase down a bump here. That'll put Greg Esser back to the 4th spot and trying to chase down. 7.8 seconds off the back of Constantinos. Saritsaklis hasn't taken fuel yet. Greg Esser might be back in a chance to get inside the bump here.
Maybe. Constantino's still out there circulating. Pick him up next time by. He had a 16-1 that time. Juan Herrero still out there. As we are in the pit window again this time. These guys coming in for their 2nd fuel stop. Constantino moves to the top of the leaderboard. We expect to see him coming in very soon, still staying out. All right, coming into the pit stop right now, there is Juan Herrero coming in.
Arthur Townend taking fuel then, but it was a really long stop, a 42.4 on fuel for Townend.
A couple trouble here in front.
Oh, man, what's going on? People running out of fuel and coming to a stop all race long here. This is unheard of. Why are these guys going so long on fuel and missing out?
Bad communication or something. There's another. With no marshal there.
Oh, man.
The marshal coming from the backfield there.
Oh, that's dangerous running across the back straight. And that was your previous leader,
Yes.
Arthur Townsend.
Arthur, who had that long stop, and now in fourth, now another even longer stop. Man, maybe Constantinos is going to be able to maintain the lead, even with the late pit stop and everything like that. Coming in right now, here he is. Constantino is in.
That's for stop 3 at 10 minutes 15. I don't understand.
I don't know.
I don't know what's
Juan
going on
goes
here.
to the lead. We'll see as they cross the line.
Juan Herrero picking up the race lead here. Constantinos got him down to the second spot, but that didn't seem to... Oh, that looked like his second stop.
Right, second stop. Juan has already done his third. And then they just switched spots.
Okay, Constantinos been able to go pretty long on fuel then. Got a good tune on that thing.
Yeah.
Going to 5-minute pit stops here. Juan Herrero just made his... But Juan Herrero showing his third stop at the 9-minute mark.
Did he have, he had, a 24-second lap? That was it so far we see. Don't know.
Eight minutes and 45 left to go here. Juan Herrero leading the way. Constantinos back to that second spot. Greg Esser bumping up into P3. Your top 3 drivers from here will transfer their way into the 164th finals to race again and try and battle it out to see if we can get a couple of bumping and double bumping drivers. People trying to race their way to get into the Saturday program here at the 2019 IFMAR Monetsko Nitro On-Road World Championships. So we've had double bumping drivers already. Franco Desidero going from the 256 even final, bumped out of the 128th even final, and will make an appearance in the 164th even coming up in the next race. So, Scotty, we've already seen someone go double bump. Odds on, I would be betting against someone to go triple bump here this afternoon, but these races are crazy so far. Anything can happen.
What a world championship you'd be if you qualify and didn't go well and you bump 3 times. What even better, you bump twice on Friday and bump up again. Yeah, man, that would just be awesome. So I don't put it out of the equation yet that it can still happen, but still a double bump at a world championship, still pretty awesome.
Great to see here as we're approaching the third round of pit stops for most people. We're 12.5 minutes in with 7.5 to go. Juan Herrero clicking off another lap here as it looks like Herrero in for his 4th stop. So Herrero's going short stopping. I think he's doing the safety old 3.5 minutes-ish, something like that. Maybe took a splash, I don't know. He might have just got short fueled and his mechanic called him back in for a second.
Maybe. Down the straightaway he goes. Coming across the start-finish line. That time there's Juan. 22.9 total lap time. Shows a 7.0 second lap. Be really curious to see when the pros are out there for the championship, how quick they pit.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing, some of these pit trends at times being a little bit quicker, is the pit entry loop is a little bit after the corner that they come into the pit lane with. So they might be actually pitting before they hit the loop and then powering across both lines, and that's how they're getting that 2-second pit transit time, which doesn't really give them any advantage. It just shows up as a quick pit time for us here. But the average for that pit stop time, I've seen a couple of 5.5-second pits, which are blisteringly quick, but most others sitting around 6.5 to 7.5 seconds through the pit lane as we follow along with the Greek driver, Constantinos Saritsaklis here, with the Serpent chassis into the lead from 4th on the grid, leading out from Juan Herrero into that 2 spot. Arthur Townsend into P3. From 7th on the grid, the last of the directly qualifying drivers into this heat, Eugene Osburn and Greg Esser trying to fight it out for 4th and 5th, trying to push up, see if they can get a bump spot here. And the first of our bumping drivers, Jose Sanches Jr. from 10th on the grid, a long way outside that bump spot in P6.
Just under 6 minutes to go here. Saritsaklis leading away. Last lap 16.5. Herrero with a 16.4. Arthur Townsend, who is way down after a long stop, has worked his way to the bump up now in the 7 car. He's got a hot lap of the race with a 15.7. This would be one heck of a comeback for Arthur Townsend. Greg Esser, you remember earlier, if you were watching this, when he got peeled, delivered, going into the wall, his double right here. He's worked his way back to the 4th spot, and right now about 3 seconds behind Arthur. There's There's Esser across the stripe. Here comes Esser across the stripe. 2.6 second gap for that third and final transfer spot. More pit stops coming in. Coming in right now. Here is Constantinos.
Oh, fail on the pit lane put down. Oh, trying to get him out there too quickly. Threw it down, and his hand was in the right position to his body, but his body wasn't in the right position to the pit lane to put him down to go down the lane.
Just a little bit sideways on the drop, and got him sideways. That cost him a precious 1-2 seconds. Let's see what he is. He completes his outlap. Third Townsend still showing in third. Here is Eugene Osburn. Out your top 5, 4:20 to go.
With an Infinity instant replay here. This is Constantino's pit. His mechanic goes to put him down, and oops, it was just a little bit out of angle, and Constantinos just pulled the trigger as it went down. And
I got to go, man. That just put me straight.
Painful there for Constantinos. We're going to stop.
Oh, no, that is car
Greg
number
Esser.
3, Esser. Oh, that right front is cleaned off, it looks like.
Oh, he's tagged one of those inside walls, and
yeah, there's no sense of urgency to that one. Oh, yeah, put a fork in that one, it's done. Oh, man.
Turning it into a three-wheeler here for Greg Esser. Will take no further part. That puts your pole starter, Eugene Osburn, back to the first car outside of a bump, but he is 10.5 seconds off the back of a bump here as we follow along. I believe we pick up with Juan Herrero down the back straight from second on the grid. The Mexican driver rocking the Shepherd chassis. Across the line that time by with a 16.
Oh, I heard the sound.
We heard the
shotgun sound. As Juan comes in for fuel. A long stop, taking his time down and away. We heard a big bang here, but no carnage looking there as we go on camera. Nothing there. So Juan going to come around at 8.3 second pit time. That's kind of a long one.
A long one, but he's going to be okay with that. He's only maintaining a 1 second advantage over Constantinos here, trying to chase him down. And Saritsaklis has some momentum after coming out of the pits a moment ago. Might see a battle for your race lead as Arthur Townend has recovered after that very long lap, a 42-second lap not long ago, to be back into the third spot, looking at a bump into the 164th finals. But here is your lead battle, 1 second between Juan Herrero and Constantinos Saritsaklis here onto the back straight with 2:35 to go.
Saritsaklis had just been told here by our throbbing brain of LiveRC Online, Eberhard Beck, my friend from Germany, says Costa is from Berlin, Germany. Probably from Greece originally, running under the Greek, just like Edgar Fialos was running under the Ecuador flag. So thank you, Abby. I appreciate it. See, the throbbing brain, they know all. They know everything. They feed us all the information. They make us look good.
Oh, yeah, they make us look good.
Exactly, or at least sound good.
Make us look like we kind of know what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Enough. We got to look like we know enough to get by.
Correct. If we fool them enough, don't look behind the curtain, but there's nothing here to see. Yeah, exactly. Juan Herrero leading away. He is 2 minutes away from doing a bump up. Art Townsend from that 7th spot in the bump up. Eugene Osburn a bit back. He's going to need some divine intervention here to be able to get to that 3rd spot over Art Townsend.
As we're coming to a close very soon here. 1 minute 35 to go, an 11-second margin for Eugene Osburn. It is possible to make that up if something goes wrong for Arthur or any of the cars inside the bump at the moment, but it's Juan Herrero leading the way as we follow along with Juan here. He's managing to gap out now 2.8 seconds to the back end of Constantinos behind him, trying to chase him onto the back straight. As Juan exits the back straight, Constantinos enters the back straight, and that gap stays expanding. It's now down actually 2.6. It's coming down slightly with 1 minute 5 to go.
So Jill Salvin online cheering on our 2nd place driver. Cheering him on, says, go Costa. Everybody in the 16-second lap range here as we are in the final minute of our 128th odd final. Your leader, Juan Herrero from Mexico, driving a Capricorn, leading the way. Car number 2 coming up here on a bit of traffic. Him and Jose, Juan and Jose, giving each other a bit of room there. It all works out. Juan Herrero now 30 seconds away from winning his final. That must be a good feeling to win a final at a World Championship. Doesn't matter which one.
Yeah, it doesn't
Just
matter.
win it.
You get your race win. Everyone celebrates your win.
Yep.
And the best thing is here, with bump up finals, you get to go again.
Exactly. You gotta love bump ups. I do bump ups in all my electric races, everything. Why not? You got the batteries now and the equipment to do it. No need not to do it, for sure.
Yeah, electric needs bump ups in all forms these days, I think.
Do you guys do it in the ATS?
No.
No, you don't. Okay.
No. But I raced your bump ups at AOC.
Yeah.
And I got fenced. I got fenced hard.
You got fenced, really?
Yeah, I got put in the wall. But hey, that's racing. That's what happens sometimes. I got to go again and race the rest of my B mains and had some fun.
We got a flame out here for the Ford car. Oh, Costa with, but he's going to be fine. Time is elapsed. Yeah, he should, because he started. This would have been his 71st lap, so he should stay in position number 2. So, man, a big break there for Costa.
He got lucky.
Saritsaklis leading in second right now. Takwu just slowly bringing it back, and Costa is going to be able to make that bump.
So Juan Herrero getting the win.